Hello everybody, Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley here with you. It's about 8 o'clock here on our Tuesday evening, and we've had lots of problems this evening when it comes to flooding, showers and storms that have been slow movers, and a pretty big issue across the area. At this 8 o'clock time frame, we're still watching the potential of showers and storms to bring additional flooding on top of what we've already seen. Earlier this evening, the worst of it was certainly in Alamance County and then Guilford County. Now it's kind of relaxed a little bit in those areas, but other counties are starting to pop up a little bit more. So what I want to be able to do here for you over the next 10 to 15 minutes is kind of get you up to speed on the latest radar, track those storms for you, and kind of let you know what we're dealing with over the next hour. So here's the live radar right now across our Triad area. This is from Greensboro to Winston-Salem and High Point, pretty much everywhere across the Triad area. So that's kind of the current situation. Obviously, all of these green boxes represent some set of flash flood potential. They're a flash flood warning. So every one of those green boxes that you see is a flash flood warning. And that's what we're dealing with right now in Greensboro. So where is this kind of happening? Where is it moving about the area? Let's kind of take our time to zoom in and show you all of the different spots. So right now, the rainfall in Greensboro itself is not as heavy as it was before. Right now, it's a little bit improved. So if you're in Greensboro, you're in Guilford County, you're still seeing some moderate rainfall, but it's not as heavy as it was before. Still, we have reports of flooded roadways. They should be coming down at this point, but it's not a guarantee. We don't have people everywhere. So this is kind of the way it's been. I'm going to give you about a 30-minute loop just to kind of put it in perspective. So kind of how it's been changing. So here it is in Guilford County over the last 30 minutes or so. Now let's look at Alamance. Alamance has been so just hit hard by showers and storms over the last 10 days, right? This has been forever since Tropical Storm Chantal moved through. Then we've had storm after storm also moving into the area. And so you're still seeing rainfall, but it's not as heavy as it was. So right now we can kind of manage rainfall like this. This is doable at this point. But you don't want to have the really heavy torrential stuff like we had before. That's not ideal. So let's give you some estimates as far as rain. This is all today. Not to mention the 10, 15 inches that parts of our area have had. How long has it been? 10 days? 7 to 10 days? Too much rain too quickly. All flooding is too much water too quickly. You can't deal with it. And we get these problems. And we sure had our fair share of problems tonight. All right, so here's Alamance County. You've been hit hard again. Radar estimates about 4 to as much as 5 inches of rainfall. Kind of a narrow corridor through the center part of the county. And that's a bit of an issue. That's a bit of an issue. So that's the area that got hit the hardest earlier on. Now, let's kind of pivot and go into Guilford County here. This is the bullseye from earlier, kind of the most rain that we've had up by Northeast High School. So if we zoom in here, right off High Cone Road, enormous amount of rain. And this is all today. In fact, it was all within the period of just a couple of hours. So 5, 6, 7 inches of rain estimated. Got some flooding video from up in these areas as well. The creeks, the rivers, the streams, thinking about, not just High Cone Road, but McLeansville Road, Reedy Fork. These areas really got hit hard. And since then, the rain has stopped, which is good to see. And flash flooding, it's difficult to, kind of capture if you're sending a reporter out or a photographer out to go get it. It's hard because a lot of this goes down fast. But just to kind of illustrate some of the severity of the situation a little earlier, 7, 8 water rescues between about 6 o'clock and 6:30. I was over in Burlington. That's a lot for a city to handle. So urban flooding is always worse than rural flooding. Why is that? Think about the pavement. Think about the parking lots. All of those paved areas. That matters. And that makes a big difference and a big problem. So a couple of different storm reports to show you there. We talked about the rain totals. Active flood alerts still going on through the rest of this evening. What about that? Well, oddly enough, the flood watch for today was for our northern counties in our National Weather Service Blacksburg areas. So you may not realize this, but our area is actually kind of governed by two different Weather Service offices. The counties in green happen to be part of Blacksburg, Virginia's domain, and the others are National Weather Service in Raleigh. So they had a flash flood watch out today. Raleigh did not. But we do have flash flood warnings until about 11 o'clock here in Greensboro, in Guilford County, and in Randolph County. Alamance yours continues a little while longer. Our flood risk is at a level 2. Light at the end of the tunnel for tomorrow. A lower flood risk. Fewer chances for storms. Not as many as today. Not saying none, I'm not saying zero, but fewer. Futurecast, we'll take it full screen. I don't want to block anybody's view here. But here we go. So between now and midnight, there's still the potential of some slow-moving downpours and some issues. After that, it'll be a pretty quiet night of weather. And tomorrow morning should be quiet. And most of the day tomorrow should be quiet as well. So this is 2 in the afternoon. That's not so bad. So if we can get that to happen for tomorrow, we should be in better shape to have fewer flooding problems. So Wednesday is a bit of a drier day. However, we still can't really shake the overall weather pattern, which is this: too much humidity, too much heat, not enough high pressure. When it comes to weather, high pressure pushes down on the atmosphere and it makes it difficult for air to rise. Well, what does that have to do with this? It has everything to do with it. If the air is not able to rise up through the atmosphere, you can't create these pesky showers and storms every day. And unfortunately, what we've been seeing is no meaningful high pressure and control to keep these storms at bay. And moreover, when they are forming, there's no flow, there's no wind. And so when you have storms forming with no wind, then you have flooders, flood storms, whatever you'd like to call them. A problem is what you have, and that's what we've been having. And we'd like to change that. We'd like to get rid of that, but I think it's going to be difficult to change going forward. I can illustrate it to you in another way. So I kind of whipped this up earlier. It's not the most elegant weather graphic, but it'll do for quick illustration purposes. So when we talk about why is this happening right now, why is the weather doing what it's doing, we talk about the jet stream when it comes to weather. The jet stream is really far north right now, which isn't unusual for the summertime. But if you're keeping cooler, drier air cooped up in Canada, well, you're probably not going to get any cooler, drier air to move down the coast, right? That's number one. Number two, high pressure like we talked about. It's not over Bermuda. It's actually east of Bermuda. And if that high was scooched over a little bit more like this and we had more ridging, we would have a better chance of staying dry for a little while. Now, you might get a heat wave, and you don't always want to have a heat wave either. There are all kinds of problems that can pop up. Take the heat, take the floods, which one do you want? Well, in this case, I think the heat might be beneficial to us because we need to dry things out a little bit with how much water has been coming down from the sky. And on top of that, the last point I would make about our weather setup right now, you just have too much tropical moisture. Our humidity has been through the roof. We've had dew points in the mid-70s for a little while, which again is not unheard of for this time of year, but it's happening, and it's continuing to happen, and it's a bit of a mess. It's a bit of a mess. So next couple of days, lower threats of problems, lower chances of flash flooding, but still not zero. Still not zero. Let's show you some of the videos that we've been getting in earlier today. So this is in Burlington, North Carolina, earlier this evening. Kate Bauer sent this to us. This is on Cameron Street. I mean, just look at that. You've basically got some rapids developed in the middle of town. And so this is largely urban flooding that's been going on. So that was from Kate. She sent a couple of pictures our way. This is on Baldwin Road. Jamie Hancock sent this one to me. In Burlington, again, earlier this evening, rivers in the streets, big problems. This one is a different area. So this one I wanted to show you because it comes from Guilford County. This is off of Terrapin Court and Hillcroft Road. Travis McDaniel, and it looks like I have a typo in this graphic here. Travis McDaniel took this photo or video and sent it our way as well. So just enormous amounts of water. This is flash flooding happening on these smaller creeks, turning them into, raging rivers. And that's what we were seeing for a while. A little bit of a walk back in time over the last couple of hours in Burlington. Lots of rain kind of moving in. But since then, things have calmed down, and that water has started to go down in town. We can see the city again, which is nice. Greensboro, let's take a look at you. This is starting at 6 o'clock this evening. Downpour. And then since then, it's improved a little bit. But we are still seeing some heavy rain. Let me show you our Winston-Salem camera right now, because at this point, kind of the way that storms tend to work on nights like tonight is they kind of use up the energy in one place and then they go somewhere else. So Winston-Salem right now, looks like our station's not reporting over there. No worries, we'll figure that out. But not raining on you at the moment. Let's take a look at High Point. It's not working at all. So maybe High Point got struck by lightning or something. In any case, we'll go back to the live radar while I still have you here and just kind of get you a reset, because we'll do another update about 9 o'clock tonight. But until then, it'd be helpful for us to kind of set up where the rain is happening right now. So Guilford County, still raining, but it's lesser than it was. It's lighter than it was. So at 8:11 right now, lighter rain in Guilford. Still raining in Burlington. Still raining in Mebane, Haw River. These areas still getting some rain, but it's not as much as it was. Randolph County, I'd be kind of interested to see what you're seeing over there. Doesn't seem to be as flooding or as much rain as it was a little while ago. You didn't actually pick up that much out of this band. So I would be a little surprised if flash flooding is going on here. But as I say that, I'm kind of eating my words a little bit. This is more than I was expecting. So you did pick up a respectable amount of rainfall, but actually part of that was from last night. We're storm tracking on the fly. Still 3-4 inches of rain right along Highway 22 between Randleman and Liberty. Pretty rural area, so you might be able to handle the water a little bit better than some others. So in any case, watch out for flooding there. Heavier storms are popping up now just north of Winston-Salem, so near Kernersville, Walkertown, dealing with some of this as well. And up to Stokes County we go. New for you, these are new storms popping up that way. So bottom line, a lot of different storms kind of moving about our Triad area. They're slow movers. They've been with us for a while. They're still out there tonight. I don't think we're done with them probably until about midnight. So we have a while longer to kind of hang on this. So if you're out and about this evening, don't leave home without checking the radar, the mobile app on your phone. News 2 helps you out. Interactive radar. You can take it with you. You can make sure that, don't need 2 Tims there. This is the first day of our new set, by the way. So I'm figuring out the controls. But bottom line, we've had a lot of rain. We've had flash flooding as a problem throughout a good chunk of the night tonight. Seems like the areas that got hit hard earlier, Burlington and Greensboro, are starting to improve a little bit, which is nice. But as we kind of go forward here and deal with the showers and storms that continue to happen, be alert, be flexible with your plans. Don't expect this to just, not be an issue for you. Assume that it could. And if you encounter any sort of water on the roadways, be careful out there. I can leave you with our 7-day forecast, because it does tell the story that we're going to still continue to have some issues. So I think tomorrow will be quite a bit drier than where we've been, but we're still in the running for more rain and storms basically every day through the end of the week and even up toward the weekend. So that's the forecast. That's your update from here. We'll be back at 9 o'clock with another look at your Triad weather and any further flooding updates.